Yo, what is up, 24/7 Buff Fandemonium? It's your boy Swank. It is Tuesday. It is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that can only mean one thing. It's time for the K-Gun Report right here on the Buff Fanbase Network, sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, get all your great gear. Do we have a dilly of a pickle of a show for you tonight? Special guest, ex-Bills defensive lineman, Mr. Mike Lodish is here to join the panel for a little while. We're going to talk about that big win against the Arizona Cardinals, week 1. We're going to preview the Miami Dolphins game coming up with the quick turnaround on Thursday night. We got picks. We got BS. We got our boy Eli with another pick of the week coming up. Man, it's going to be a real exciting one. I'm going to tell you what, we're going to hit this intro, and we'll get right on it. Here we are, and here it is for another beautiful Tuesday evening. Ladies and gentlemen, happy week 2, man. Right below me on the panel, you may recognize him, one of our favorite guests, Mr. Mike Lodish, back in the flesh. Sir, how's it going tonight?
Hey, guys. What's happening? It's good to see you guys.
Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us.
I'm trying to stay fit. It's hard now when you're getting old, man. So
I believe it, yeah.
Bones are creaking. But it's good, man. It allows me to still maintain my appetite.
Absolutely, man.
So,
glad to have you back.
We had a great win, huh? Sunday?
Oh,
hell yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Tell Josh to quit hurling people because he's going to get his butt killed here.
Yeah.
He's got his one for the year. They take a picture, they highlight it, they make a big thing of it. You've got your one for the year, Josh. Be done.
That's right. It was a good one, too. It wasn't bad.
It was. Yeah. Buddha Baker.
Gate, right? So I gotta say, I appreciate you guys asking me on, but I'm gonna have to be a limited time. My lovely lady's got dinner waiting for me in about 15 minutes. So,
all right.
All respect, boys. I promise you, the next time we'll be on for an hour because I love you guys. You guys are fantastic. But I'd love to just BS with you for a little bit, you know.
Hey, no worries, man. Yeah.
We all got to decide what game we're gonna come back. I'm gonna come back to. So, because I want to see all the good fan base stuff. So that'd be a lot of fun. So
I'll throw out two things real quick, Mr. Lodish. We're going to the Niners game, so if that's a Sunday night football game. So if that's
that might be the game. That might be the game.
We'll be there.
Say hello to Kyle Shanahan. He used to bring me tape. He used to hold his dad's cord when I played in the Broncos, but this isn't a Broncos show. This is a Bills.
and the second thing I want to say is the most important thing is what is on the menu for tonight. I'm a foodie myself, so I'm always interested.
So my lovely lady, so we, if we want to just talk some fun stuff, right, we'll get into football, but I'm 57 now, boys. I turned 57 in August, and I feel great. I feel like, for the amount of football I had, I'm still very mobile. I get a lot of pain in my back, but I do a lot of Stairmaster work. We do a lot of yoga now. Yoga's been really good to me, the slow burn specifically. But what's for dinner is health. And my lady's got us on this wellness kick. So I'm sure I have a vegetable medley waiting for me. I have some venison, jalapeno and cheddar brats, maybe.
Oh, nice.
Not brats, venison, like kielbasa sausages, maybe.
Sure.
And she's going to do her special buffalo-style chicken fingers. And I have her blue cheese, not ranch.
There you go. Very good, dude. Sounds good. Sounds you got a nice lady there cooking that up for you.
Well, I do. I have, if you want to know about my lady, I've rekindled my love with my high school sweetheart, boys. It took about 25 years of being an idiot and finally realizing when I ran back into her that you can't let her go the second time. And it's been blissful for the last 10 years this coming June in 2025. So
wow, nice.
So we got a dime coming up, boys. We got a dime. So hopefully she's not expecting too much from me after 10 years.
You pop up in my news feed on Facebook every once in a while, Mike, and you guys look happier than just you can see the glow in your eyes. Yeah,
that's where he was going.
Yeah. It's not 9 o'clock yet.
Pigs and mud, but no, we are. We just, I hope everybody in the world has a relationship like I have. And, look, we have our ups and downs. She yelled at me today, whatever, but it's all good. We yell at one another, not yell, but, we get in tiffs. But, I wouldn't want to be with anybody but her. So it's all good, man. It's a good situation to be in for me.
There you go.
And
awesome.
Because it's good chemistry, right? It works. It's good. We sort of come together as one, like a nice yin and yang, So she's hitting the wellness kick, boys. She's keeping us lean. We're buying our beef grass finished, grass fed. We're buying our pork the same way. We're still loving pizza, but we're going to eat it the right way. We're going to make it and cook it and create the dough ourselves. And it's hard to mess with the pepperoni because no matter what, the pepperonis are pepperonis, right? So
that's it. Yeah.
So,
treat yourself a little.
Yeah. So she's following this other wellness doctor that's proven all these things about how to eat as you age, and I feel great, guys. I'll pass on the information if you're interested. Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Because as we age, we love buffalo, chicken wings, pizza, grinders, all the worst food for us, but the best love and comfort food in the world. But you really got to start to take a look at yourself as you get older, and so that you can live that back half have a quality life, right? Be mobile, be able to play with your grandkids, and stuff like that. So not that I have grandkids yet, not that old yet, but I probably could have grandkids at this age, but I don't. I have a son, he's 20, so he'll be he's a junior in college. And
nice.
He'll be out in a year and a half into the real world, and then he's off the payroll. So that'll be good. Let's talk some Bills, man. The boys look good, huh?
Yeah, man. Let's get right into this game. You just let us know when you got to take off, and then we'll hit our regular schedule.
Just tell me when you're ready. So whenever she tells me, it's I got to go, boys.
All right.
And who's ever listening, I just want to say I love the Bills Mafia real quick. And I was out in Yosemite, and I was humbled. I ran into a guy with a Bills hat in a random grocery store in the middle of the woods. And I said to him, "Go Bills." And he looked at me. He said, he's an older guy, kind of my age probably. And he goes, "You look familiar." I said, "How's that?" He goes, "Did you play?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What's your last name?" I said, "Lodish." He goes, "You're number 73. You were a run stopper. You were drafted in the 10th round." I was like, "Stop, enough. I'm buying like, out of nowhere, I see this guy, right? And so that's just a testament to everybody that's listening or how you guys broadcast or whatever you do. But you guys are fantastic, man. It's the greatest NFL fan base in the world. And, I'm part of a big one, the Bronco Nation too. But, man, the Bills, you guys are awesome. And I was just a tough and average player, one of the boys. So, anyway, so let's talk. What do you guys want to talk about?
Hell yeah. Well, I love to hear that about the fan base. It does travel well everywhere, man. And we all are crazy and are nuts like that. So I'm glad.
Right. And that's the beauty of it. As a player, I think we talked about this the last time, how we love the fans. But the downside to that beauty is the other side, right? Is the devil, right? Is that when you're 2-14, they let you know. Okay. I guess anybody would too, right? But the true fans stick with you and put their arm around you and tell you they still love you, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
I was listening to WGR today, and Ross Tucker was on there, and he said that the Bills, the 4 or 5 teams he's been on, he's been a travel guy too, that Buffalo Bills Mafia always knows who he is, and they always say hi, and they always recognize him. He's like, there's no other fan base out there like it.
That's that's my experience, right? So, and the way you get that is when you start engaging people. And obviously we're bigger dudes, right? And even when we lose a little bit of weight, we're still bigger dudes, right? So people say, "Oh, what'd you do? Play basketball? Or you a football player? Whatever, right? Just to strike up conversation with you." And I play football. Yeah, and they said, "Where'd you play?" And my response to that is, "What time period?" Like they look at you and what else do you want me to say? I played for 20 years, high school, college, and pro. Every year for 20 years.
Yep.
So basically, I played from 1981 to 2001. it's been spectacular, but it just the fact that they start to peel the onion away, right? And they once they ask you your name and they're a Bills fan and they're a true Bills fan, and let's say, but there's a ratio, right? So the guy that I met at Yosemite called his son, and he goes, he'll know everybody. He knows everybody, and he was really cute. I said, I don't know if you know me, but I played. He goes, no. He was all like startled, right? We were on a FaceTime call, and he was all like, he's looking all like, who's this big white dude talking to my dad? Like, what's up? And I asked him, I am so and so. I played with the Bills at this time, and he just freezes. He goes, I don't know who you are. He goes, from 2014 on, I'm rock solid. I was like, don't worry about it. That's a great answer, and I love it.
Sure. Yeah.
And then I said, you can befriend me on Facebook, and he did, and so we're friends up. He's probably 16, 15, something like that.
Right.
But he's a diehard. He knows all the Bills from 2014, right? Another prime example of the Bills Mafia.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. Hey, so I want to get your take. I know you watched this game this last Sunday.
I have to admit, I listened to it.
That's same difference.
I have to admit. So I was training with a Delta Force operator for sort of a thing that I do on the side.
Damn. Are you a spy?
No.
Stop. Also, he goes,
no.
I live in Michigan.
Our feed cuts out.
No, I live in Michigan, and I've always liked the operator, military special forces operator thing, right?
Yeah.
And it resonated with me when I was at UCLA because we would go party at Rosarita Beach, Mexico, which is about a 2.5 hour drive south, and it was tequila, beach, lobster, beans, and rice, tortillas, for $3.
Nice.
And you could party in college and have a blast. And we'd always stop in Coronado, and we'd watch the SEAL training. And I was like, wow. That looks badass,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Scuba diver. I was a scuba diver. So I am a certified scuba diver, and I was a competitive swimmer when I was younger. So the water, I really enjoy water. I do. Now I'm just saying, I was thinking about trying to do it, right? But when you go into that, you got to just decide if you really want to do it or not, and just how to do it, right? So that didn't happen, and so when I got out, I retired and got into this martial art. Or I don't know if it's a martial art, but got into Krav Maga. I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Yeah.
But it's an Israeli defense system for their military that a guy invented, and my instructor was a guy from Poland that was absolutely crazy and tough as nails, and he was a big SEAL advocate, and so that sort of re-sparked that whole thing. So I have some resources to myself, and I can afford ammo and some rifles that I built, and so I've taken on these classes to be able to move about the structure and know what I'm doing with those particular pieces of equipment as best I can. Not to go hunt anybody down, but just because I like it and it's fun and I can do it and it makes me feel good. And so that's kind of like a big hobby, not a hobby, because my friend Kyle, that's my instructor, he's a former unit guy. He did 25 years in the Delta Force. He's a badass. This guy, wow. But unfortunately, he went through some 17 deployments. And even though he's teaching us, sometimes he talks and he'll forget what he's saying, and because of all his concussions from the explosions. He was an expert in CQB, and he hostage rescue is what the Delta Force squadrons were all about, essentially. And that's the most dangerous thing that you could probably do in the military. That's what he says. So maybe he's pumping up his action a little bit, right? But all you need all you need to say is you were part of Delta Force, and I think that speaks for itself, boys.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's just, I take my hat off to that all day long. So, but that's what I do. So I didn't see the game, but I listened to it, and it was a pretty good game. What did we win by 6 points or something? Or and so that's always fun for the fans, right? It's fun to get in and see the action. The other team comes back, we come back. Oh yeah, everybody's loving it, getting hammered, drinking beers, and partying. And it reminds me of when I took my son to his first Bills game, and he got to see a fight in the far end zone. So he was all jacked. He's like, Dad, you think there'll be a fight? And literally right then, boom, about 5-6 rows ahead of us. What? Shh, the beers go. Everybody starts going. They're beating this. It's about the opponent sitting in there talking smack, right? And pisses off everybody that's hammered, and we might have been losers. It was a good time, but I'm excited to get out to Orchard Park and see a game. I just I got to figure out when I can get out there. I'm a national account manager for Herc Rentals, so if you guys need to rent any construction equipment, go see my boy Pete Reedy, and I'm going to give him a plug. Listen, this is a Go Bills plug. His father, I called him Mr. Reedy, was an ex-Vietnam veteran that was one of the security officers in Rich Stadium when I was there. And he since passed away, and his son Pete was on the sideline when I was on the team, and I remember him. And now when I was in the construction business, and I've been in it about 6 years, we got bought out by Herc Rentals, and ironically, Pete is now the branch manager at the Herc Rentals spot where his dad's a former Bill, like traveled with us, was a security guy, like full-on warrior, and but he passed away a little while ago. He was a little older, I think. And, but if you guys need any rental equipment, go see Pete. He's the man over there. So
awesome.
Ask for Pete.
Ask for Pete.
Anybody at Herc needs any rental equipment, talk to Pete Reedy. Tell him I sent you.
There you go.
So what else, fellas?
Well, I mean, man, we were real excited about week one coming into it. Obviously, the wide receiver questions, the offense, what's everything going to look like with the defense, with the changeover. I mean, being a defensive guy, what did you think about the D's performance here? I know they struggled in the first half, but it seemed like they put it together in the second half.
Yeah, look, it's opening game. Anything can happen. It's not like it's week 8 where you've got some rhythm, right? Mm-hmm. We got some new guys in there too, right? We needed some help. But if they can just learn from their mistakes and we can continue to coach well, I know that's sort of a vague answer, but I think it's too early to tell, really. I don't want to predict anything, right? You give me after 4 games. Let me see how they're playing. That's 25%. Well, now it's 17, so it's a little under 25%.
It's like 23.4 or something.
Exactly. So, it's a little early, but once we get, into a routine and we can see what's going on and see how they're playing. And again, of course, you guys know this, injury, right? As long as we can stay healthy and the boys stay strong and no one gets nicked up yet too early, I'm not going to predict anything, but if you take it one day at a time and they play the way they did as a complete game, they haven't played a complete game, right? They started one game. So we've got plenty of time to go. But as long as they stay healthy and they continue to aspire to produce and play and work hard and study film and do the right thing to be a pro, I think they can be very competitive to at least up until the playoffs, But I don't see why we shouldn't be in the playoffs or have a team to be in the playoffs. But we got 16 more games to go, guys. We got a long way, and you guys know this. You've been watching the game a long time. Anything can happen at any time.
Yep.
You're one play away from changing your career. And I don't know if you guys remember this guy, but there was a guy named Bruce Armstrong that used to play left tackle for the New England Patriots. That was a man-child. He was an outstanding player, all pro. And I saw
78.
That's correct. And I saw him pass rush or pass block Bruce, and of course tried to do that, but the old turf caught his left foot and he did a complete 360. His tibia and fibia and foot stayed put and everything rotated around his knee. And it was the most grotesque thing I've ever seen. So the point I'm making is anything could happen at any time.
Right.
And so as long as they just keep being positive and keep, rehabbing your injuries, getting your meds dialed in, get your workouts in, stay strong, keep, do a little yoga or do whatever, take care of your body and not be alcoholics in any way or partying too much or chasing women, getting focused, for the single guys out there and the crazy ones, stay put and discipline yourself for 4.5 months. And I think we got a team. I mean, next week every week will be a test, regardless of, like, if you play the worst team, it's still a major test, because you're not focused. You think you're going to kick their ass.
Mm-hmm.
You're still a human being, and you got an ego, and you think you're better than you are because of your fucking ego. Can I swear on the team? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But it just brings back some old memories, boys.
like you're saying, Mike, it's
I'm not answering any of your questions about that anymore, because it just pisses me off. What were you thinking, right? And but I can always look back and say that's not that big of a deal for me, but it hurts me because the city of Buffalo can't feel that. And that's the heart and soul of the Bills, not the players, not the owner. It's you guys. And that's not an ass-kissing thing. That's just a fucking reality, right? It is what it is. And so without you guys, the Bills Mafia and the people that pay the tickets and buy the jerseys and the hats, I don't have the life I have.
Right.
So I have to take my hat off to all of you as well. Thank you. But, and look, I had the best experience. I had a great experience in my whole career because I had a miraculous career, right? Not many people had the experiences I had. And I'm not saying that I'm saying it as humbly as I possibly can, right? Why did it happen to me? I don't know, but it did. And I'm proud. And I try to share that with people. I went and brought my Super Bowl rings to show the unit guy that I trained with this weekend. And, I left on Friday night, came home Sunday night, and just did a quick in and out. And it was awesome. We did a lot of CQB work, close quarter combat work. It's very hard. It's very hard. And then just imagine, you guys, people shooting at you and trying to blow you up, and you're trying to communicate that. It's so difficult. Those guys are trained so hard, but yet they sacrifice so much on their families and stuff. So, but football is very similar to that. And that's kind of why I resonated to it. The guys took me into Virginia, and I got a chance to go into the SEAL team lockers. I don't know if you watch on Amazon that SEAL team show or whatever. There's a big series, it's like 7-season series or whatever, but they often show these guys walking into their locker room, and their locker rooms are made up of cages, like their lockers in the locker room. But they all have their scuba tanks, they'll have their rifles in there and their parachute stuff and all that. Whereas we'll have our pads and our helmet, and so it's just different equipment, right? And so that's what that kind of resonates with you, just for me, because I'm not going to make this show political in any way, but I'm a big advocate to fund our police, fund our military, fund our protection at our border, prevent assholes from coming into our country. And you ready to go? Okay, I got 30 seconds, guys. Sorry, guys. All
right.
No, but
score prediction. What do you got for score prediction for Thursday? We got to get something in for Miami here.
God, I want to go to that game so bad.
Do it.
Well, if Tyreek Hill was detained long enough, no. That's a bad plug. That's 34-17. We're going to put some points on the board.
Love it.
He's hungry to move the ball. And I think we're going to only give up 2 touchdowns this weekend.
There you go.
If you can keep it 2 touchdowns, you got a chance to win the game.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Unless your offense sucks. But, guys, I hate to do this to you. I love you all. You guys are fantastic. You're one of my favorite organizations to jump onto. I'm very sorry I couldn't be on for an hour, but I got to go and do the right thing with my gal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
And, it's I just love you guys, man.
Yeah.
And to the Twins,
love you too, man.
See you guys. We love you, Swank. When I come into a game, let's try to meet up at the big tree. But let's meet up and talk. And I like you guys to pick my brain a little bit more. It'll force me to pay attention a little bit more, because I'm 24 years out, man. I'm not paying attention as much as I used to, unless they're really good, and I won't do that until December. So when it starts out. But you guys are the diehards, so much love. Thank you for everything, and I'm gonna let you go now. Okay, boys.
Enjoy dinner.
Enjoy dinner, man.
Have a good dinner. Thanks
Guys,
a lot,
go
Mike.
Bills. I'll talk to you soon. I'm sorry to bolt early, man. I almost got 30 minutes in, so we'll talk to you.
See you, Mike.
God bless. Bye-bye.
See ya.
It's funny he says the Big Tree because that's where the Mafia Misfits Manor is, right next door to that. So if he goes to that San Francisco game, hey, we might hang out.
Manor.
He brought up a good point about 4 weeks before he really starts to evaluate the players, because we've always said it takes about 3 or 4 weeks for teams to really, especially if they didn't play much in the preseason, to get a hold of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we don't know what this team might look like yet, to get a win in these first 4 games is very important, because that's what's going to start you off. Because later on in the season, if you didn't get half these wins early on, it might kick your ass later. So 1-0 right off the bat when you're trying to find a way, I'll take it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Listen, guys, we know when we have guests on, the show runs a little bit different, right? And I love all of your guys' participation. We got 535 people in the comments right now. Listen, we are part of the Buff Fanbase Network, also sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com, see what Del Reed and the gang got cooking up. Give them all your money. You'll help a family in Western New York. You'll have some fresh threads, and it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Just like the Bills did this last Sunday. I want us to be able to get to everything that we want to get to. We got a packed schedule tonight. You guys are killing it in the comments as always. I see all the normal regulars in there, and everybody, dude, this whole Corey and Patrick got this thing going on about SpaghettiOs with meatballs or hot dogs, and it is hilarious. I keep catching it out of the corner of my eye while I'm trying to be like,
meatballs.
Yes, Mr. Lodish, and it's like SpaghettiOs. Anyway, we do appreciate Mike for joining us. He will be on again, hopefully later this season. And we'll really get into some nuts and bolts about some football stuff with him. But guys, real quick, we had a football game Sunday. Let's rapid fire this one. If you guys got anything in the comments you really want to hit, let's do it. But we won our week 1 matchup against the Arizona Cardinals 34-28. It was a showing, to say the least. I'm going to do this. Each of us gets a hot fire minute. Say your piece, offense, defense, special teams. Scooter Magooter, kicking us off. What do you got?
Special teams. Hey, we traded in that New York Jet guy for a 7th round pick. I think it benefited us. It was a nice momentum change after we gave up a touchdown. Are we doing it all at once?
Yep.
Offense. You take that turnover away. We punted twice. I think we score a lot more points. It's just the way it is. Josh Allen spread the ball around like crazy, which we expected him to do. We knew that was going to happen, and he did a great job. Defense, pressure. We said you get to Kyler Murray, you're going to create problems. Marvin Harrison Jr. only had 1 catch for, I think, 4 yards. You fluster him, they're going to have problems. Bada bing, bada boom, Bills win. That's all that matters right now.
I like it. Swanks for John. Just leave that for me. I'll hit it in a little bit there, Jerry. What do you got? What are your 3? Bang, bang, bangs.
All right. Special teams. We had our kicker make all his field goals. And did you realize how fast Tyler Bass is? He almost chased that guy down on a long kickoff return.
I know.
So having speed there in that type of kickoff is special. Offense. Khalil Shakir is for real. They were talking about receivers on WGR.
Say louder.
I am putting him up there already with the Cole Beasleys of the world. This guy catches everything. He bounces. His contact balance is simply amazing. Guys, he's on our team. And defense. Pressure. If you can't, pressure is very important, Scott. You said it already. But there was a play where Marvin Harrison was running down the field wide open, and he couldn't give him the ball because of the pressure.
Yep.
And those guys up front did their job. The linebacker play was freaking amazing. And that secondary will get it together eventually, but I was excited for what I saw. Swank, you keep doing this. What's that about, sir?
If you were tuning into Sunday Sessions, Scooter and RT and myself, we rapid fired a tight 30 right before that game, man. It felt real good about that show. And one of my predictions was that our man, Mr. Gregory Rousseau, Groot himself, would have 3 sacks And you know how many he had? 3. So I posted it on Twitter. If you guys want your palms read, if you need any Miss Cleo kind of bumble clock reading stuff, you just let me know. I'm here for you, Swankster Damas. Out. Offensively, man, James Cook. Huh? Jimbo Cook. Was there a time he had the ball where you were worried at all? I mean, there was a couple of those like up the gut things. Like a couple of them got a little predictable in the second half, and I wasn't feeling. I wanted more play action. It's the only negative I'll say about that offense. Other than that, I thought Josh did what we were talking about on Sunday. He was more mature. He was poised after that stupid fumble where he was trying to make too much happen in the moment. He should have threw it to the open guy. He was right there. It would have been chunk yardage. He wanted the touchdown because they were behind.
You're right.
It seemed like after that, cooler heads prevailed. And, man, yes, Shakir, yes, Keon Coleman. I don't give a shit what Xavier Worthy's highlights were. That catch was insane. That is exactly why I want Keon Coleman on this team. Yeah, it was just nice. Nine different players caught the ball from Josh Allen. I think Keon was the highest yardage. Yeah, 4 receptions, 51 yards. 42 for Khalil, 32 for James, 25 for Mac. 20. You're going down. That big ball to MVS catching a ball. So I thought offense did what we wanted it to do. It's only going to get better. It's only going to go up from here. Defensively, sack time and grew absolutely. Von Miller getting in there late, doing Von Miller things, has 100% more positive plays than he did last year already, right out the get. So,
and it wasn't just a sack. It was he's not running around the quarterback and tailing behind. He was actually lowering his head, getting some leverage with his big old thighs. Oh yeah, it was good to see.
That's exactly what I noticed. He was kind of taking a better angle at the quarterback instead of relying on. It was awesome. You're great.
The only thing I would say negatively about the defense was I thought Bernard was off to a slow start. I thought he was over pursuing. I thought tackling was a little weak in the beginning. Connor made us look a fool those first couple series. Yep. And I want that tightened up, and I think it did tighten up in the second half. I also want to hear Big Ed Oliver's name called a couple times this week coming up. Special teams, yeah, man. You guys already hit on the stupid return. That was dumb. I don't know if I like this kickoff thing right now. I will say that the free agent that we picked up from the Jets is as advertised, had a great return right off the get.
Brandon Codrington.
Yes, and that is exciting. So all in all, Kyler Murray is a big old waddly baby. When he actually had to throw the ball in the second half to survive, he couldn't do it. He can scramble. Yes. He can hand the ball off. Yes. And he can throw short passes. Other than that, I have the same faith in Kyler Murray as a lot of people had in Mr. Deshaun Watson this weekend. So, yeah, actually, I was looking at the stats here. Josh Allen, 232 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns, on top of the 39 yards rushing with the 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray, 162 yards through the air and 57 yards rushing.
It's pretty bad when third down and fourth down, you knew they were going for it, and they ran the ball twice.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't say much about your quarterback. A quick little honorable mention, Scott, you mentioned it in Sunday sessions. Mr. Ray Davis, when he got the ball, he did things with it.
Yes.
That's exciting.
That's exciting.
Three rushes for 13 yards, but 1 catch for 14 yards, man. Absolutely exciting. And a first down.
Can I throw this real quick, Swank? There was a lot of talk about the Xavier Worthy pickup for the Chiefs and how the Bills managed that. A lot of people upset that we gave up that pick for Worthy. It's a catch-22. Whether we pick the guy we wanted it, the pick that we got, and Chiefs still would have got him, or we trade up, get that third-round pick like we did, and the Chiefs still got him. No matter how you look at it, the Buffalo Bills were not going to draft him regardless. He had 3 catches. One of them was a run, 3 touches. One of them was a run, and the other one was broken coverage. That is not what we wanted here in Buffalo. That catch that Keon Coleman did on the sideline is exactly why he was brought in here to Buffalo. We didn't have a receiver that could do that, and he proved exactly why the Buffalo Bills wanted him. And it shows back to even the coverage that they had in the draft and all that, in the combine and all that stuff. Bills had their eye on Keon Coleman the whole time. So
Yep.
they knew exactly what they wanted. Xavier Worthy was never even in the mention, I don't believe, for the Buffalo Bills. So say all you want. He had a good game the first game. Opportunity presented itself for that. But we know exactly why Keon Coleman was drafted by the Buffalo Bills, and it showed this week already.
I would say that the Bills had their eye on Keon Coleman during the draft, and the Cardinals had their hands all over Keon Coleman week 1. That dude was getting held every single play. We didn't touch on this. This could be a whole nother show. I am not somebody that's like, the referees are screwing us, man, blah, blah. I am of a mind that normally, it's all called very similar. We just focus on our bad calls because we focus really hard on the Bills. We want them to win so bad. How Kyler Murray caught that roughing personal foul when he was not touched, and Josh Allen got smoked in the ribs when he was laying on the ground, and that wasn't a flag. That is a complete bullshit.
And he got a hip drop that wasn't called. A hip drop.
And a hip drop, that he was complaining about. That, the announcers, they said, oh, Josh Allen seemed to not like that. But they didn't say hip drop. They didn't say like why he didn't like it. And it was very obvious when you watched it later that this was an emphasis. You got a guy who's barrel rolling in the air like Neo from the Matrix to try to avoid Kyler Murray, and not touch him, and didn't touch him, right? When Kyler seemed to be kind of leaning his way when he was sliding at the end, which whatever, man. I'm not here to tell you that JFK got shot by a magic bullet or anything, but I'm saying that looked wildly different than those two plays. And those two plays, absolutely. If that was Tom Brady, Tom Brady back in the day, 3 flags each. And I thought the next play they were going to make up for it, and then it was against the Bills.
Yep.
And I was like, anyway. One more thing about this game, really quick. Huge thank you to my brother right here, Mr. Scooter Magooter. I want to tell you guys the tale of Justin Swank right here. Played that show. I was missing the game. They had the show playing live at the venue. My drummer and I, we both purposely, anybody who came up to us, hey, thank you so much. There was hundreds of people at this show. It was a very good show. The game's on, no volume. We're playing above the bar. Everybody that came up to talk to me, I was like, thank you so much for being here. Please don't tell me anything about the game. We got it recorded. We're going to watch it as soon as we get back, blah, blah, blah. Everybody. And then I got people being like, oh, man, Josh Allen tore his ACL. He's out for the season. I'm like, whatever. And then, 60-7, what's going on? That kind of stuff. I made it the whole day. Jay made it the whole day. I got on the NFL Plus Premium. There's a hide scores feature. I set that up the night before. Came in. I made it. I did what Jerry Seinfeld could not do. I made it. I watched the game starting at 6:00 as if it had never happened.
Nice.
Wow.
And I was very excited about it. Whew. Anyway, I'm never going to do that again. Found out that I was actually, somebody offered me to play a show on a Thursday, but they never got back at me about my response. And I had said I would be interested. They never contacted me. I am not playing on Thursday. I'm watching the Bills game. So,
There you go.
no more of this. Yes. You guys are killing it. Oh my God. Everybody eats. Coleman is a beast. Here we are, 8:40, guys. We have another game coming up. We are going on a short week down to Miami for week 2 matchup against the Dolphins. Huge game. Dolphins squeaked one out. Tyreek with his little 5-yard pass taken to 80 yards for a touchdown, kind of BS and whatever else. Guys, Jerry, where are we at? What are you looking for offensively out of us? Take it away.
Yeah, it's a division game. We play them twice a year. We have for the last 40 years, 60 years. So they know us a little bit. This is a little bit different than playing like Arizona, where we're learning a new whole concept, but we had a little bit of time. This is 5 days that we're trying to get a hold of a team and learn their ways, but it's a team that we're familiar with. So there's going to be some things that we know. It's going to be a different Thursday night game that we're used to. Usually they're all floppy and sloppy, but I think this is actually going to be a really good one. offensively, floppy and sloppy. I think, Josh Allen's got that injury on his hand a little bit, his non-throwing hand. I don't know exactly what's going on with that yet, but he's due to play.
McDermott said he is cleared, no restrictions, all
Right.
good, practiced, playing.
So good. That's awesome. But I still think that they might be running the ball a little bit more than they did this past week just to get him a little protection. But I think offensively, we're going to just continue to move. We had that rough start when Allen fumbled on the first drive last game, but I think we got it going, and I think he's going to continue to do it throughout this week. A short week is going to keep the mojo going. And like I said, it's a division game, so it's going to be tough, but I think we're good on it.
They're chomping at the bit, man. They want to beat us so bad. So it'll be interesting to see how their defense tries to counteract Mr. Josh Allen and Air Allen with a multi-fronted offensive attack. Scooter, what do you think, man? What's this offense looking like? What are we looking to achieve this Thursday?
I mean, a lot of the same of what we did last week. The Miami defense is tough. Surprisingly, they have a good scheme and they play good defense. Obviously, they held the Jaguars to just 10 points, I believe, or 17. I can't remember. But with the whole Josh Allen thing and the running and passing, they ran the ball 33 times against the Cardinals and only passed 23 times. I honestly thought it was about even. So I think with Josh Allen's hand injury, I don't think that's going to change much of anything, Jarrod. I agree that they're going to run a little more than they usually do compared to last year, but I think it's going to be much of the same that they did this past week. If they can – they were behind most of that first half, guys, remember, and they still ran the ball as much as they did. So Swank, you mentioned before, James was cooking. It seemed like he was doing a lot of good. He got a lot of bad offensive calls, I think, on Joe Brady's part that lowered his average per rush. But I think we're going to see a team, the Miami Dolphins, that can't stop him this week. So yeah. I see similar percentage, maybe 40% pass, 60% run with a big-time successful running. And we're going to see the Miami Dolphins actually suffering from the heat exhaustion, I think, because their defense is going to be with their tongues dragging.
I like it. I think, yeah, we're going to see some Jimbo get going. I think you're going to see a little more Ray Davis, and you might see a little Ty Johnson himself sneaking out there, catching a couple balls out of the backfield. What I really want to see is our boy Dalton Kincaid get going. I think that there would have been a real nice pickup if that ball wouldn't have got batted down. It was one of the first targets for Kincaid here this last week. And, the ball he did catch, it was great, whatever, did things. I also like that they targeted Knox first because I think everybody expected them to go to Kincaid a lot. The thing with this offense is it's so multifaceted. People don't know what to expect. How many of those targets would have went to Diggs? Right. And it does break my heart that Diggs had 2 TDs. They still didn't score as much as the Bills offense did this last Sunday. Josh Allen still played Josh Allen like without Stephon Diggs. So there's that for whatever it is. I see a lot more a little more run heavy, targeting over the middle, getting Kincaid there. And I don't know, man. MVS, he might be turning the corner. You might be seeing a lot more a little bit of shots there. They start getting this run game going, you're going to get some bombs off play action. And I think that's where this whole game is heading right now.
We did have a bomb off play action that just barely missed on MVS.
I know.
Barely missed. So they're trying.
Yeah. Hollis, we didn't talk about Hollins, but that catch for the touchdown was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What a beautiful play call. What a beautiful execution. Oh my God. I love every wide receiver on this team right now. Let's go to defense, and I'll shoot it right back to you there, Scooter. What do you think about what our defense has to do against Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill and that Waddle guy and A-Chain and all them guys?
It's all about pursue. It's all about keeping your zone, keeping your defensive responsibility contained. That 2 safety, obviously we don't have Hyde and Poyer back there playing that 2 deep safety. So, and who knows if Cole Bishop, he was a full participant last week. He was inactive this week. Bigger, faster, stronger. I'm not sure exactly who they're going to bring. We'll find out on Sunday sessions with the active and inactives. But that back half, we saw Marvin Harrison Jr. get wide open when Murray was scrambling a little bit. So that back half has to make sure that they can contain, don't let anything behind them. And if they do catch the ball on the screens, it's all about the pursue with that speed. So defense needs to mind their P's and Q's about the responsibility.
Absolutely. I like it. Jerry, before I get into you, we got our special correspondent, Eli, is in the comments. What's up, Eli?
Eli,
real quick, man. This dude, he showed up to the Rager. His mom is part of Bills Mafia Babes. Very cool family. He came in and blew us away with his take. So we offered him a slot to give us his score predictions every single week. We're going to get to that when we get to our score predictions here in a couple of minutes. Eli, I'm sorry. I just saw your comment there. It's only 10 minutes late. But, buddy, we're going to do our score predictions. Let off with you. Eli is doing his hot take first picks here exclusively for 24/7 BF. Last week, Jerry spliced his picks into our picks, and there was a very special commenter, I believe, on one of the threads that it was on, Mr. Kyle Brandt.
Oh, yeah.
Replying to Eli himself, saying that he thought he had great takes. So, kid's on fire. We're super stoked to have him be part of this. And he's a star, man. He's a star in the making. So, Eli, we're going to get to your picks real quick. I got the video all queued up. It'll be good times, brother. All right, Jerry, hit me with the defense. What you got?
Yeah, it's going to be all about responsibilities this Thursday. Like Scott said, Marvin Harrison Jr. did get behind the secondary there. This is going to be a game where McDermott's going to stress you got to keep everything in front of you. They got to make up tackles. They got to wrap up. Waddle and Hill both had over 100 yards receiving, so they got to keep. I think if they keep everything in front of them, they'll be safe. We don't want the big plays. Eventually, Tua will make a mistake. The biggest difference between Tua and Murray is Murray's quick and fast, and he can get away from things. Tua is not going to be able to do that. The pressure of our 5 guys up front, and their linebackers going to get to him. Again, like the NFL noticed with Tua, if you take away his first read, he's in trouble. So keep everything in front of you, add pressure. I think we're good. And Moser and Achane, I think, did not practice today. I don't know if it's because they're just resting, but we'll see what that brings in the next couple of days.
Our kid in the street, Eli, just wrote that. So did Adam. That'd be insane. I think that's probably like a McDaniels screw with your head. Like one of those dudes is definitely playing, if not both. Let's see. John's more. James Cook and Ray Davis play action to freeze the linebackers. Keep spreading the ball around. I love it. I love it. You guys are killing me on the comments here. Dr. Bruce McKellar is a content creator for 247buffandemonium.com. You can check out the injury report. Just put one up. He weighs in with Taron Johnson is out. We knew. Oh, God, it sucks, man. A big loss for this week and possibly many more. The forearm injury has me suspecting that he has a fracture, and they are contemplating whether he needs surgery. That would be such a bummer. Let's see. For me, defensively, I think more of the same. Front line wise, I want to see the inside D lineman get in there. I want to see Oliver. Daquan did have like a nice batted ball. I want to see Eddie getting some pressure. They're going to have to be big because if these running backs are healthy, they are going to run a lot to set up those stupid little flick outs to Tyreek Hill. Yeah, those little dying ducks to Tyreek Hill and Waddle. So for me, I think that the spotlight's on the safeties and the linebacking play. I think, again, Bernard over pursued a little bit in the first half. You got to be on your P's and Q's right off the gate. They're going to try and come at you hot and heavy and try and make a statement right away. And these teams know that if Josh Allen's your quarterback, they're always in a game. I kind of feel like right now, if you got Tyreek Hill, there is always a chance, and he's got a history of trying to do these things to the Bills. So if I may make a little bold prediction, I say right now, maybe you see Kyer Elam in the mix a little bit more. I was
just thinking that, Swank.
I think he's played Tyreek Hill very well the last couple of years, probably like the asterisk highlight of his career is being able to cover Tyreek Hill.
Mhm.
So let's see, maybe with a little bit different of a safety core and linebackers that, we're still trying to find at least one of them. Dorian, I didn't think had a bad game. He had that fumble recovery, right? I think he played pretty well.
Yeah.
Stick to the script. Don't let him get behind you. Rock to his world. Like that's, to me, that's it. That's what we need to do.
And if you can get to Tua quick, he will drop back and just do those loft passes, hoping that Waddle or Tyreek Hill can get underneath it. So if the defense, the safeties understand, commit to your role. If you know they're blitzing, be prepared for just one of those dumbass loft plays and get on top of it. Get on top of it and make a play.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, it is 8:52. We might be in a little bit of an overtime situation going on here, but we are going to do our score predictions. I want to see all of yours in the comments. Throw them out. But we need to start with our number one correspondent, our kid in the street, the coolest kid in the Bills Mafia, our dude Eli. And guys, here's his score prediction.
Let's hear it.
Hey, welcome to Eli's Winning Lockdown. This Thursday at 8:15 p.m. Bills versus Dolphins. My prediction, 31-30. Because let's be honest here, Dolphins. Josh is your father. Shout out to 26 Shirts, official retailer of Mafia, the Bills Mafia babes. And as always, peace.
That's our boy Eli, dude.
Killed it.
Eli, nice, man. I didn't know if he could top week 1, but he did. Also, I don't know, this wasn't on purpose, I'm sure, but the late great James Earl Jones just passed away today, and the Darth Vader reference, I loved everything about it. Kyle Brandt, he should be signing you tomorrow, bro, for Good Morning Football. Don't worry about it. It's 31-30, man. I love it. I love the heartbreak. Eli, he gave it to him a little bit right there, where it's like they thought they had it. Nah, no, you don't. Jerry, let's start with you, brother. What do you think about a score prediction for Thursday night's game?
Yeah, if everything goes to plan, and like what I said, if the offense keeps clicking and the defense can stop them when they need, I think it's, do you know the over-under? I think it's going to be 35-28. It's going to be a high-scoring game. The Bills' defense is going to step up when they need to, but that Bills' offense is going to keep rolling. 35-28, Buffalo Bills.
Nice. You checking the over-under right now?
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I like it a lot. You want me to go first while you're looking that up? Okay.
Do it up.
My pick right here. I went a little overboard last week, but I will say, if that return hadn't happened, I would have been pretty damn close to having my score, and I would have been pretty happy about it. I think Josh Allen has this team's number. I think, to me, it doesn't matter how tough their defense is. If Josh can move the ball, they don't know this offense the way it currently operates. And I think our defense obviously can make halftime adjustments and get it right. And with the history between the teams, I still think, man, I'm going 28-17. Buffalo Bills. I think I picked the Cardinals to get 17, so just give me 17 all day long, forever. Every away team gets 17 points or whatever. Every opponent gets 17 points, I guess, from now on. Yeah, I mean, Tua's going to get his, Tyreek's going to get his. Just don't let it be that much.
Right.
So, what do you think, Scott?
Right now, Vegas has the odds, the Bills versus Dolphins game. Spread is Dolphins +3, Bills -3. So it's a 3.
Yeah, I heard that they were underdogs going into Miami, which I don't really understand, to be honest.
And the total is 53.5 points. So
we're about on that.
Yeah, I'm going 55 total points. I'm 31-24 Buffalo. I think like you said, Swank, I mean, I'm going to be realistic. those two guys, that offense could be very hard to defend. I'm not going to take anything away from Hill or Waddle, but I think if the Buffalo Bills defense can create similar pressure that they did with Murray, I think Tua can't handle it. I think Murray could probably handle it a little better than Tua can. So
Murray is a way more athletic quarterback than Tua. Yeah. Correct. I mean, way more mobile. So yeah, I agree. I think you can rattle Tua's cage a lot easier than Murray's.
I think they're going to get there. They're going to get their points, but they only scored 17. I think I can't remember the score. 20 points against Jaguars, and they had all those yards. I don't know why they couldn't.
All in the second half.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had two wide receivers with 100 yards, a running back that caught the ball for 80 yards. Tua had 300, pushing 400 yards total, and they still only scored minimal points. So, I think the Bills are is a better defense than the Jaguars. So, I think you watch what they did this week. You know they're going deep. You take care of that, you'll be okay. But they are going to get their points. They are going to score. I mean, it is what it is.
I think you got to look. If the running game gets stunted, you shake up Tua. And you can minimize the impact that Hill and Waddle have on your team. Like, that's the formula. And that's the formula they've used every time they've played this, current team. So I think it's in the cards. I don't think there's, a whole lot of, differences aside from the fact you don't have Poyer, you don't have Micah. But to me, those weren't ever really the guys that stood out during those games. It was the corners. It was the linebackers, Matt Milano rattling to his cage, that kind of stuff. I don't really remember ever being damn it, the safeties, whatever. So
to add a little bit to the pressure for Tua, you guys got to remember he's a left-handed quarterback, and he's going to be looking at Gregory Russo's side now. So if you see that big man coming through after what weekend he had, you got him coming from your face, and you got a veteran Von Miller behind you.
Yeah.
So Tua's better get his head on a swivel.
Well, hey, so, when you're worrying about Groot and you're worrying about Vaughn and whatever, then there's AJ Epinesa, man.
Yeah.
Young dude just chomping at the bit. I keep wanting him to have that year, and, man, he's going to have it one of these times. I know he is.
The Bills think so. That's why they extended his contract.
Absolutely. Sidebar really quick, talking about extensions. Not a current Bill, ex-Bill, Mr. Harrison Phillips signed his second deal with the Minnesota Vikings. I just want to say, man, horrible Harry, hometown favorite. Didn't work out here. That's okay. I think he had a lot of pressure, whatever. Still a good, average D lineman. And I'm glad to hear that his career continues in Minnesota. Yep. So congratulations, horrible Harry.
Successful story on and off the field. That's why he's easy to root for.
Yeah, absolutely. And still does a lot of charity work back here and in Minnesota. So
right.
Dude's great guy. All right, we have pick'ems to do. We all just picked the Bills to win. Surprise, surprise. Last week we did all of our pick'ems, and Jerry, go ahead. I know what the records are because it's really easy to remember. But what are all of our records right now?
Hey, we're all sitting at 3-3 this year, week one. So we're good.
See, I got real greedy with that stupid Carolina game. I should have went with the Saints. It was in my gut, and I was like, we got to shake it up a little bit, I shook it up enough with the other game. Should have left that one alone. Damn it. Anyway, we're 3-3. So we pick all the AFC East games. If you're keeping track, we've already picked two of the teams in the AFC East. So there's two more. We have Jets at Titans. Scooter, what do you think?
I love seeing Aaron Rodgers not being able to be ambulatory. He's still stiff in that Achilles. The second Achilles is the next one to go. He's putting too much pressure on the other leg, and he's going to get frustrated quick. So I'm going Titans. I think I'm a fan of Levis, so let's go Titans.
You're a fan of him even after that performance, huh?
I think he's got the grit. He's someone that I think can work his way through that kind of craziness.
You know what that play reminded me of?
Daniel Jones is where he is, and I don't think he'll ever change.
No.
Levis is young enough to where he keep in mind they took away his running back. They're asking him to do a completely different offense than what he was pretty successful at last year. So I think let him get in the groove, and then he will be a true leader for that Tennessee Titans football.
Listen, I didn't know he was a friend of yours. I'm sorry. Relax. Okay. What I was going to say is that play where he was on his knees and flung that ball out, that reminded me of a very young JA-17 kind of move where it was more of a competitor kind of decision as opposed to an idiot making a stupid decision, which there's a fine line between that. But yes, I don't think that the boy is done, and I hate the Jets, and I don't believe in them. I think Aaron Rodgers is an asshole. So Titans for me. What do you got, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm gonna go right with you guys. Agree with you both. Titans for the win against the Jets. They're just falling apart, and it's nice to see right now because the Jets made that big mistake and brought Rodgers in thinking he's going to fix everything. They just set themselves backwards a couple of years, which is great. So,
and a lot of the professional social media guys also made a big. I'm going to say it early. It's only week 1, but a lot of them had the Jets winning the AFC East, which you got to laugh at. But love to see them start 0-1.
That's where I was going to. But wait, Jerry, the Jets are going to win the Super Bowl. What do you mean? Oh, with an aging Aaron Rodgers who was out for a whole season and hasn't really had a great season since his back-to-back MVP. Anyway,
and I'm pretty sure we mentioned before that season even started with the Jets that we thought he was washed up and it's not a good move for them. So
yeah,
we got receipts on that if you want to check that out.
I didn't watch any of the game last night. I wanted to because I really wanted to see if our boy was gonna, repeat on Aaron Rodgers and his ankle or whatever.
Leonard.
Yeah, but it just like I woke up this morning and I was just like, yep.
I mean, Aaron still has the arm and the accuracy, but with that bum leg, he can't put anything behind it. He still got that part of it, the cerebral part of it, but that leg is going to be the end of his career. I'm telling you.
Guys, really quick, I'm sorry. Corey Blaine, Dr. Bruce, Adam, look at all you guys. I know that it's been a long time, but your boy has finally started to figure out what this StreamYard thing. Here we go, folks. We're in overtime. That's right. Damn it, we got the overtime banner back.
It's back.
It's here for good. Yeah, I finally had some time to actually sit down. So, there's a couple other things that are back. Eli says for Jets and Titans, I think the Jets score 21 and the Titans score 27. Titans win. Right in Eli's mouth, right there to God's ears. Let's see. Will Levis, the mailman. John says Titans. Paulette says overtime. And Adam says Rodgers is not mobile more than anything. He can still throw lasers, but he can't move at all.
Mm-hmm.
Reminds me of another Green Bay quarterback that used to play in Green Bay and had, an okay season somewhere else and then fell off the face of the planet and then probably sent DPs to now that Eli's in the comments, I'm trying to censor myself.
Yeah, I think he fell off the planet in New York though. Was he with the Jets when that happened?
He was with the Jets, yeah, but he went to the Vikings after that. And he had a good season.
Sir.
Yeah.
Then Arthur Moats ended his career.
Corey says Rodgers retires week 8. I like it. Good. That's a good fantasy or not a fantasy, whatever FanDuel bet. Do that. All right, guys. Bengals versus Chiefs. I think the marquee matchup of the week. As far as outside of our game is the best game as far as I'm concerned. I think Burrow gets too much credit for things that he hasn't done, and you know how I am. So Chiefs Bengals, it's just like this is a game that matters to us. That's all, as far as I'm concerned. So go ahead, Scoot. What do you think?
Overrated. All this talk about Josh Allen being overrated. He's got more touchdown rushes than McCaffrey. He's got more passing touchdowns than anybody in this career, that the same amount of time that Josh has been there, except for Patrick Mahomes. Burrow doesn't have it anymore. I don't think he's ever had it. I think he's been surrounded by talent. He had Chase, he had Higgins, he had a great defense. So Mahomes, I make it quick. I tried to make it quick, but then I just get on a throw up because I can't stand Burrow. And Mahomes pisses me off. But the Chiefs had the edge. The Bengals aren't. How can you lose at home against the Patriots? Patriots are a bottom feeder, the lower number 5 team. Everybody's saying it in the NFL, and you lose at home against the Patriots. Burrow comes back with a blonde haircut, looking better than ever, and oh man, that was a long way to say Chiefs win, wasn't it?
Yeah. But dude, that the only thing I saw from that game, because like again, my whole Sunday got kind of jockled around here because I missed all the 1:00 games, and then during halftime on from the second games, I was watching the Bills game in full. So by the time I got done with the Bills game, the late night game was on. So I only really watched 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the only thing I saw from that Bengals game was that pass that Burrow had in the red zone. Guy was going in to score and then got the ball punched out of his arms. The Patriots recovered it and returned it for like 30 yards or whatever. I was like, oh my God, I love all this. Like, would the real Joe Burrow please stand up? Blonde hair for everybody.
I mean, real quick, you realize how important some of the players that you lose are to the team. Mixon went ahead and scored like crazy and had a whole bunch of rushing yards for the Texans this week, and he could have been the missing link to the Bengals this year. You take for granted those running backs that do everything for you and protect you and all that stuff, and when you get rid of them, you miss them so much. And he was one of those guys. He will be one of those guys. The Bengals are going to kick themselves in the ass for not signing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Eli says Bengals will win 28-23. Dr. Bruce says Chiefs over Bengals 38-13. Destroying them. I love it. Let's see. Go ahead, Jerry boy. What do you think? What's your prediction?
Sky, watch this. Chiefs win.
Nice. Is that it? That's all?
Yeah, that's all I got. No,
cool.
Same exactly what Scott said. You lose at home against the New England Patriots, who are not great of a team. I don't think Chase is signed yet, so he's going to be still out.
Chase doesn't care. Yep.
Yeah, so they're falling apart. And like I said earlier, these games where you're trying to find your identity, the first 3 or 4 or 5, you have to pull some wins out, and they're going to fall behind really quickly, and it's going to be detrimental to their season. So KC's going to go 2-0.
Man, you said that with such confidence. I gotta.
His name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back.
That's right. I said it is back.
It's all back. The 24/7 the K-Gun Report quirks are coming back. Love it.
Oh yeah, dude. It's all those things that made us so fun for so many years. Yeah, I'll concur. Chiefs win. Next. This is surprisingly not the toilet bowl. We got 2 more games to pick here, but I thought it had enough AFC implications, at least according to last year. Browns at Jaguars. I'll go ahead and go first on this one. If you're new to the show and you don't know, I will never pick the Browns. I hate the Browns. They are a trash team that support criminals and villains and idiots. So I'm going with the Jaguars, and on my Dynasty League, I have Trevor Lawrence, so I'm hoping he's putting up at least 3 tutties against them. So Jaguars. Yes, anybody? Scott?
I was waiting for Scott. He's finally silent. I didn't know what to do.
Jaguars lost a game they should have won. Trevor Lawrence and that offense is stronger than what they put on the field this week, so I'm giving them the win as well for sure.
Oh yeah.
Watson looks lost, and I love to see it. So
I do too, dude. Again, Kyler Murray still didn't really live up to any sort of expectation, but I think he played a way better game than Deshaun Watson did this year or this week. So real quick, way late tonight. Must still be drunk from that win. LOL. What's up, boys? Mafia, mount up.
This is Sparta.
Our brother Buffalo Spartan in the comments. What's up, brother? John says Jags. Scooter, not you. Jerry, what do you got?
I got Jacksonville winning this one too. Screw Cleveland.
All right, I like it. You're like really just like to the point tonight.
I think I missed Seattle, New England. Did we all pick Seattle for this one or New England?
Did I skip over that? I might skip that one.
Picked it yet.
I think I skipped over it. Yeah. AFC East team going back. Seahawks at New England. Jerry, what do you got?
I think I'm going to go. I hate to say it, but New England's riding on this win. I think they're going to pull off another one.
Oh, yeah. All right, I think I'm going to squeak a win out on Jerry. I'm going Hawks. What do you think there, Scooter?
You taking this one for me too, Swank. I think it's one of those things that they're gonna win the 2 first games. Everybody's gonna be so hyper about them, and then they're gonna not even make the playoffs, not even make a push towards the end. So, early win, early luck.
Wow.
First 4 weeks, teams are still starting to figure things out. They'll win another dumb short game, 14-10. Small spread.
Guys, I don't want to wear this out, but you heard it here first. The Reed boys are Patriots.
Name, I'm over the track. Yeah, I said it. What you need to do is get back to
You.
I love it's back. I love that it's back, dude. Let's see. Buffalo Spartan says, was a rough few days after that win. Celebrated a little too hard.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
You deserve it.
Corey says Hawks win 24-21. Dr. Bruce says Seahawks squeak one out 14-13. I respect the disrespect. That's great. Let's see here. One more game, the Toilet Bowl. Guys, did anybody look worse in the NFL than Daniel Jones this week? I mean, Jesus Christ. I don't think it's too much of a secret that we're not really a pro Dable panel here. I never really liked him 100% when he was here. I do respect what he did for the game. I think a lot of it was who was on the team and Josh Allen. And I get in debates with our drummer all the time about this. Jay loves Dable, wants him back all the time, and I just am so glad he's gone. But here we are in Jersey. Well, no, this will be in DC. But God, Daniel Jones just looks like a wreck. They got nothing right now. Neighbors is already like giving up in his press conference. So Toilet Bowl is Giants at Commanders. Commanders actually like pretty decent this last week. So Jerry, go ahead with the Toilet Bowl. What do you got, buddy?
Yep. New York Giants are a dumpster fire, and they're not changing anything. They're going to continue to lose. Washington's going to win.
I love it.
I agree. I don't see Dable changing much of anything. Stubborn. Thinks Daniel Jones is the guy to ride on. And you can't count on him. Redskins, Commanders, however you want to say it. The maroon and gold win.
I'm right there with you. Washington, DC. Here you go. So I don't know. We only got like one game different, all of us, I think, right now.
Hey, start off strong, and then when we start to get to the nit and gritty at the end of the season, we pull off some stuff and separate somewhere.
You gamble a little.
Yeah.
Don't want to get behind quick.
Yeah. You never want to. Guys,
it always falls behind quick.
Let's see. It's 9:14, guys. We have 851 of you tuning in. 852. Pardon me. I'm very, very sorry for excluding the 852. That one. Guys, it's the K-Gun. Here we are, man. Wrapping up, getting ready for this week 2. We will be having Sunday sessions Thursday, an hour and a half before kickoff, or an hour before kickoff. 7:30. Probably. I don't know. It'll be there. We'll put it out.
8:20 game, so it's an odd time.
So 7. We'll probably do 7. I think Scooter, you're going to be absentee for this one.
Yeah.
So you'll have myself and RT, Jerry. You want a special guest on Sunday sessions? The show that you started, that we've taken over and controlled for 4 years now.
You guys are doing such a great job. No, soccer.
No, okay. So yeah, tune in for Sunday sessions Thursday before kickoff. We'll get you all the inactive lists and our hot takes, and maybe Scooter can like text in or comment in or do something. That'd be fun. Guys, appreciate you guys. Appreciate Mike Lodish tuning in. We'll get a little bit more with him down the road, but we're going to hit you with our final thoughts and sign off for tonight. Thank you again so much for hanging out. Scooter, what do you got?
Mine might be a little of a controversial thing. I know we discussed it in the group, but for me, with having a relative in the police force, the state trooper, and knowing everything he's gone through, and got a lot of friends. Just be safe out there. Follow the rules. Listen to what the cops have to say to protect everyone. And it's just the whole Tyreek Hill thing that happened this past week. They each have their own story. We'll never hear the truth because that's how it works. But to be respectful to law enforcement and not just law enforcement, but police officers, firefighters, anybody that has the duty to be a first responder to anywhere. They've got a tough job to do. So if they tell you to do something, just do it. Just listen for the safety of not only you, but everyone else surrounding and them themselves, because they also have to go back to a family that loves them and they're scared to death every day that they put on that badge and get in the vehicle. So respect the people that take these positions, and it'll be a better world all around. Go Bills.
Go Bills indeed. Insight from K-Gun Scooter Magooter at Scott247BF on Twitter. Send him all of your love and hate. Jerry, what do you got for a final take, buddy?
Yeah, Swank, you always allude to this, take one game at a time. Where would you rather be than right here, right now? It's a 17-game season. You got to take the wins when you get them. And we started out 1-0, and we have the perfect opportunity to go 2-0 within 5 days. So a quick start from the Bills would be amazing. It's going to be a tough game. So keep cheering until the clocks read 0, and hopefully we're on top. And then we'll come back 5 days later and talk about that game and get ready for the next game coming up. And I think that's Jacksonville. Is that Jacksonville? All right.
Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
And then next Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Maddox will be joining us. So we'll talk with him too about football.
Ooh.
Go Bills. Have fun Thursday.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Have fun. I love it. Have fun Thursday. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of this. We say it every single week, but the show would not run without you guys. It's been a killer 5 years. And here we are, episode 27. Jerry, did you hear that little hot trivia that I threw at your brother there last week?
200 coming up, huh? Damn.
200, man. Episode 38. Yeah. So we're only like 11 away right now. So be on the lookout for something special going on for episode 38, which would be our 200th episode as the K-Gun Report. Nutty. Guys, just be good to each other. Everybody in this group is good to each other. It's awesome. We love you guys. We love everything that you bring our way. It makes me literally laugh out loud every time I'm on the page or in the group or anything like that. So, cheer these damn Bills on and keep yourself nice and happy all the time, because hell, it's one life and you got to live, do that life and do it right. All right. You can check us out every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here where you're watching us for the K-Gun Report, brought to you by 24/7 Buff Fandemonium, the Buff fan base, and sponsored by 26 Shirts. Go to 26shirts.com. Give them all your money. They'll spend it way better than you do. I think that's it, man. Screw the Dolphins. Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Squish the fish. Go Bills.
Go